I'm Cole.
And I'm Jason.
We build houses.
All kinds of houses.
With all kinds of floor plans.
And all kinds of budgets.
Because we believe you shouldn't have to wait
for a house that makes you feel right at home.
You can have better living
right now.
We make dreams come true.
This is Building
for Better Living.
I'm putting the beams in. Over here you can see up here that we've created what's called a beam pocket. And we cut part of the top plate out. Added studs. I guess the basic rule is you want as many studs as wide as the beam is above it. Then we had to actually manhandle this beam in here. We were scheduled to have a crane out here. They didn't want to come out because of the cold weather. They said they have an issue with the crane. But we took the beam in we had a small tractor bring the beam down, and then 4 of our guys, actually 5 of our guys, got together. We slid it between these 2 studs here, walked it over, set it up on top of a big ladder. Then all of us got inside the garage, eased it up to sit on top of that beam. Once it was sitting up there, then we come over here and work on sliding it up into the hole, over and up to go back over to there and sit on top of those posts. Put a 2x10 across the top of the beam, and then that is carriage bolted in. And that whole point of that 2x10 on top of the beam is to get it flush with the top plate of the basement wall, so all of the floor joists rest evenly on the surface across the basement.
And what that does is allow us to run our floor joists up here and then toe nail it into there. So the 3/4 inch ton and groove up above us was nailed into the 2x10s, and what we did is we used regular 8D nails to get it laid down here. And then what we're going to go back through is install these number 8D ring shank nails. And as you can see, they have little grooves in there all the way down the nail. And once you nail this into the floor, it's almost not coming out. Matter of fact, it'd take a nail bar, pretty good force to get this nail out of that floor up there. And a lot of times what will happen is that head will break off before you'll actually get this nail out of there. It just adds a lot of strength, and it makes it to where the 3/4 inch ton and groove board won't move, won't give you that squeak when you walk across the floor. It just makes it a real solid system and works out real nicely here.
This span wasn't so great that we had to use a steel beam, and so we constructed our own beam on site, and again Corey did that. But it's 3 2x10s nailed together, and they span from a load-bearing wall to on top of the concrete wall. The nice thing about it too is with using conventional lumber, that it's no problems with the different depths. It all lines up with the floor joists. The floor joists are hanging off there and carries the load. Another thing I know we kind of missed because we didn't get this part, underneath the concrete, there's actually about an extra 8 to 12 inches of what they call a span footer under here, which is slab's usually about 4 inches thick. This one is considerably thicker than that. Plus, we have a span footer that's about 18 to 24 inches wide and another 8 to 12 inches deep of concrete. So that load isn't sitting on just a normal concrete floor. It's actually a footer under there as well.
We actually are putting the HVAC, the furnace, sitting right here. So if we were to make some sort of pocket for this 2x10 beam, it really gets in the way of our whole system down here. So this is a good way to get this beam concealed. It's out of our way. It's not interfering with anything else we can do.
The way we constructed that, he could run a straight run straight down there, which gets you better efficiency out of your furnace and a lot neater looking system. On the framing, some people kind of wonder how the lumber ties into the concrete. This is a good example right here. There's actually what they call a J-bolt. It has a J on the bottom that is inserted in the concrete when it's wet, and the bolt sticks up. Once we get our walls up, then we can add the washers and nuts on top, and that's what's attaching it and securing it to the concrete so it doesn't want to move. Any other place, like a vertical wall, it can be tap conned into the wall itself to help make sure that there's no movement or rack in the wall once it's built and installed.
Brought to you in part by Carpet One Floor and Home Columbia. Best brands, best service. The one store for your perfect floor. Forum Christian Church, intentionally connecting people to Jesus. And Withrow Electric. No job too small.
I think you're all set.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Amy Wynn. Turning rooms from ordinary to extraordinary is what I do best. And Carpet One Floor and Home is always there to help. I've done projects from coast to coast, and there's always a Carpet One nearby. With a fantastic selection, super prices, and fast professional installation, we promise you'll love the way your new floor looks, or Carpet One will replace it free.
The beautiful guarantee, only at Carpet One Floor and Home.
Being here makes me smile a lot.
It's one place I don't have to worry about fitting in.
I learned how and why to make a difference.
Forum Christian Church, connecting, growing, living.
Okay, get this.
Let me get that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know, I've been having a lot of trouble with my toilet lately. It won't stop running.
Really?
Don't you have a business card or something? Aren't you a Mr. Rooter guy?
No,
Remember, there are other courteous people besides Mr. Rooter plumbers.
Imagine style so eloquent that functionality is secondary. Imagine expert guidance and a process that's all about you. Imagine exceptional quality at a price you can feel good about. Imagine immense satisfaction. Mark Hall Cabinetry, where everything you imagine materializes.